Hello everybody, and welcome to another list video that is a little bit strange, but as I just said to these guys like literally 3 seconds ago, around Christmas, I like to get a little bit weird. So this video we have I think 13, 14 tips, loading screen tips for Arkham Horror the card game for you. We know that you guys, unfortunately, you have not gotten the floppy disk mailed to your house that has the digital version of the game that, loads up and it has this loading screen, but I was able to get the images from there. I was able to get it, so we have these are actual legit loading screens from the game that, I don't know exactly when it was made, but it's all accurate to the card game. So why don't we just dive in with the first tip from the loading screen, which was you can use Deny Existence to ignore the horror on Diana's and Sister Mary's weaknesses. So this is something that has come up a lot on our channel, and it's nice to actually have some confirmation here from the video game. But that you can use Deny Existence to stop these two weaknesses in particular. When you draw a weakness from your deck, it becomes an encounter card, and Deny Existence says play when an encounter card or an enemy attack would cause you to do one of the following, and yada 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 yada. You'll notice that Ward of Protection specifically says non-weakness encounter card.
It does.
Because these ones are, this one you can do this here. So you can say, you can keep all the curse tokens in the bag, say, and I would like to take 8 horror, sorry, all the blessed tokens in the bag.
Keep all the curse tokens in the bag too, though, because that doesn't
it doesn't actually help you there.
No, that's fine.
But you can take all those blessed, you can leave the blessed tokens in, take a bunch of horror and say, nah, it's okay. Likewise, a terrible secret. You notice at the end it says cannot be canceled. Well, nothing to worry about there, because Deny Existence says you ignore it, and canceling isn't ignoring, and ignoring isn't canceling.
They sound similar, but
they're not.
you'd be wrong in some cases.
Yeah.
Apparently, this incredibly pedantic point is codified by the rules.
I remember when I was streaming and someone pointed this out to me, I was like, there's no way. I'm like, what, are you crazy? I had the reaction that a lot of people had, and probably someone in this video might even say, you can't. And it also works with Harvey. It can stop his, so that's why we joke one of the, well, not joke, we actually say the only, one of the few only good times Versatile is good is to get this in Harvey Walters' deck and have him deny his thrice damned curiosity.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's see what the next loading screen is.
You know what they say about thrice damned curiosity? I killed the thrice damned cat.
It's true. So this one is Zoe doesn't get resources from her ability with massive enemies. With massive, you're considered engaged, but there actually is no window of engagement.
Yeah, there's no action. There's no thing where it happens. It just are.
Is this like some sort of shotgun wedding? Like, you're considered engaged because if you don't marry this person, I'm going to kill you.
It's kind of wild that this is actually how it works, but it is true because reasons.
It does also work incredibly favorably with swarming.
Swarming, yes. So with swarming, it's like
that's where those resources went that you should have gotten.
It is true. They're like massive.
The Dream Heroes get paid.
So yeah, with swarming, if there's 3 enemies, like swarming 2, and there's 3 cards that engage you, you get 3 resources, baby. Let's go. But yeah, this one's been weird, and this is if I had to have one bone that I really pick with the game, it's this rule, because
that's just how massive be.
But it also just doesn't.
Yeah, the rules are sometimes unintuitive.
Yeah. Machete could be level 0 again, properly level 0 again, if it didn't do bonus damage to massive enemies.
But it does actually work. It does.
Because they are considered engaged to you.
But they don't.
As long as you're not engaged with anything else, and there's not more than one massive enemy in your location. Hey man, if there's more than one massive enemy in your location, you're probably having an awful time.
Either there's some dynamite in your immediate future,
or it's a scenario that hasn't been released that has massive enemies as the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got the next loading screen? I'm very curious
to see.
Good
question.
Oh, man. If you play Jim Culver with a bunch of token manipulation, you will still have an awful time. Dang. I mean, it's official. Like I said, this is from that game that, you know,
Arkham LCG, the video game.
Yes. Yep.
I believe it's called.
And there's
the floppy disk set.
It's like the old games where like you actually like walk around like a world map, right? And you collect cards and you battle. It's like weird, Pokemon. I think it might have just played Pokemon. The card.
That stupid old Magic the Gathering card.
Oh, Chandelar.
Yeah, it's like Chandelar.
It's like Chandelar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, even if you build around Jim in all the ways that you can, it's still gonna frickin' suck. And like, I know this to be true. You can take it from me. I've been shot by Jim a lot.
It's kind of weird that they would like have this character in the game and have a loading screen tip where they're like, "This guy's bad."
It's because if you're
playing for 15 hours, you sit down, this loading screen comes up.
Well,
like, huh.
It's because there's a bunch of difficulties. There's normal. There's hard, where Jim's on there. There's easy, which is like, you know, like Tony Morgan, and then there's like, just like you get to go into the console and do God mode, and that's Mandy Thompson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next loading screen. Cheat death doesn't always stop you from being defeated. So I actually had that window open. I'm just going to get it open here too. I'm just opening the game up over here, guys. Don't worry about anything else. Like, that's what I'm doing. But Bryn, why don't you take this one here?
So, there are some circumstances under which you will be defeated, and cheat death will do nothing. Well, I mean, like, it won't do nothing. You can spend a card and a resource on it, but it won't do it. Like, it won't stop you from being defeated. One of them, notably, is if you've played an I'll see you in hell. Because you still just get defeated by the card effect. It's just how it works. I don't really know why.
Yeah, so the FAQ, which is in the source file of the video game that I'm reading over here, but can I use cheat death to avoid being defeated by I'll see you in hell? Answer. Cheat death does not actually cancel being defeated or replace being defeated. It simply provides you with a means of avoiding defeat, typically through damage or horror. Card effects simply defeat you. Card effects that simply defeat you, such as I'll see you in hell, will still resolve and will still cause you to be defeated. So that actually doesn't really answer the question, because it just says that's how it works, but that's how it works.
Does this card do this? Well, did you read the card?
I suppose it doesn't say do this instead of being defeated. It just says heal yourself a bit. But if you heal yourself a bit and then are still just defeated by an effect that did not damage you, you kind of just die.
Yep.
So it really should. Should say when you're defeated by horror or damage to like really not have any confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Notably, also if you're killed or driven insane, this technically defeats you, but
you can still just
like you will still be killed.
Yeah. Cheat death and Hasser's like nah.
Why is always Hasser with you?
He's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one we got here is, did you know your deck would be better if it was a Mandy deck? Travis?
It's also very weird that they would put this into the game and just tell you that one of the investigators is better than all the others.
Yeah, you don't get to play Mandy until you beat the game like 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like unlocking the rocket launcher in Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, right.
You gotta do it under a certain time. You gotta learn the game. Then you get Mandy, and then it's like every time you choose an investigator, you're like, Jim Culver. It comes a pop-up on the screen that says, would you rather play Mandy? Question mark?
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, I would.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Next thing here, while investigating within the know, you can use Delilah to ping an enemy at the location you're as-ifing, because it's as if you were there.
Yeah.
It's an abomination of the English language, Justin.
For as-ifing?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't do this. This was in the game, Travis.
I know, I'm just telling you.
That's fair, yeah. So,
expressing my opinion, it's awful.
So because
I think they have a higher quality control for a game, a video game version of a game this size.
I think the game came out in like the 80s, so like
it had to. It was on a floppy disk.
Yeah. So it was probably made by like one person, right?
Yeah.
But
they probably didn't have any money to spend on people to spell check.
Yeah, like the loading screens are the last thing they did before they shipped it.
Probably.
But anyway, with this ability, so Delilah Rourke has the ability where you can exhaust to spend resources and deal damage to an enemy at your location. And in the know, you're playing as if you're at the location. So if there's a lightning bolt window, say, for example, when you are investigating, you can use Delilah to zippity zap them. Another one of those things that's just the as if is weird. Because a big thing, like you look at Luke Robinson, where it says as if you were engaged with those enemies at that location, like you're actively engaged with them. That's why they're at your location, you're not engaged with them, etc.
You kind of are.
You kind of are.
You can be like double engaged with them, but not engaged with them if they're massive.
Yeah.
You know? That's how it is.
Weird.
You know what?
Strange.
My favorite part is I forgot what all the loading screens were, so I'm excited to like the order for them.
If you play an event, if you're playing
Okay.
Luke Robinson and you play an event that moves you as if you were at a location where there's enemies, do they attack you and move with you?
I don't.
As if I don't think they move with you, but they do attack you.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Did you know Silas can benefit from some skill cards even if he pulls them back to his hand? Defiance and Unrelenting are two of them.
Wow, this is something that you knew really well, actually.
I did know this actually. So when I saw this screen, I was like, I know this, and then I went to the next one. But let me explain this because you might not know this. So Silas's ability, it says after you reveal a skill token during a skill test you're performing, you get to return a skill card to your hand. You can return any skill card that you've committed. Wow, incredible. However, some of them you get an effect for, even if you pull them back. So if you look at something like Overpower or Perception, while you're playing Perception in Silas Marsh, I don't know, maybe you're just a little bit funky. But with this one, it's if your skill test is successful, so with the card back, it won't be there when it resolves, right? However, with Defiance, it's before revealing Chaos tokens, so that effect lasts until the Chaos token and after it's revealed. And and Unrelenting is when you commit the card. So you can still pull it back into your hand and make Bryn and Travis have a miserable time playing an Unrelenting every turn in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot easier in the video game where you just click Unrelenting and then click the symbols that you want to take out of the bag. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
There's a cool glitch in the game if you draw 5 curse tokens. The devil appears on the screen, but I'll let you guys find it when it's released. Alright, next thing we got here is it's okay to get distracted by Mark Harrigan when playing him. We do too.
I mean, look at him.
Dude's freaking hot.
Yeah. He's flattered, too.
he's like he's ticking all the boxes, you know, like
Yeah.
emotionally unavailable. He's broken. You could fix him.
Yeah.
He's a soldier. He's a man in uniform.
Yeah.
Nice sculpted body from crawl around the trenches.
Yeah. And all the above.
He's kind of available.
He's kind of available, but also
Not emotionally.
Not emotionally.
Not emotionally, but it's
Alright, what do we got next? The only damage and horror that matter are the last ones.
This is a good one.
This is a great tip. I'm glad this is here. So this is what we talk about on the channel a lot is that if you put cards that like heal you in the game and you spend your time healing, you're not spending your time like winning the game. So it's better to win than try to not die, right?
Yeah.
So
Mostly.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to things, but a card like here, for example, Perseverance is better than a card that heals you because you can just keep it back for the moment when you need it. And then if you never need it because you're just killing the game because you're spending so much time moving the game forward, it's a Guts. It commits for 2 brain, which also helps you not die. Yeah. So like if you look at this even further, it's better for even like a card like Guts to have in your deck because you can use it to defend yourself in the Mythos phase rather than just being bad at brain tests, taking damage, and then taking time healing that damage and horror.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also, like assuming that you have assets that you can divide your damage up to, you can just assign it all to your investigator, watch it like it would kill you, and then cancel a big pile of damage with the Perseverance. Instead of trying to figure out how to soak it and live.
Yeah, and soak is another term that you might not know if you're just starting out, but it's like things like Cherish Keepsake, a 2 horror soak leather coat that soaks for 2 damage. Their assets, allies also soak and keep you from dying, and they also do other things too sometimes. Most of the time.
Most of the time, anyway.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Henry 1, not so much.
No.
No, Henry 1 does things, just not good things.
What are
Did they even put him in the
He's
game?
1-2.
They put him in the game. He's the final boss.
I can't believe that they
Yeah.
spent like JPEGs on that.
Yeah, but, you know, when it's 8-bit, it's really easy. Nothing too
Yeah.
crazy.
I think even if that guy's ability was a lightning bolt, I still wouldn't play him.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, we'll get ready for April Fools, because one of us will probably be playing him when we do that. Did you know your Rex Murphy card is misprinted?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you should double check yours, Justin.
I'll check it out right now. Oh, all right. Rex Murphy. He's in the Dunwich Legacy, so he'll be
right at the
early on.
front.
Oh my god.
It is.
It is misprinted.
Interesting.
That's
I
crazy.
can't believe they just left the once per round off the card.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
That's
that
a pretty
changes
big
how it works
oversight.
quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it would be very strong if you could do that every investigate test you did.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, good to know, but I'm going to still play with my misprinted version because I own it and I feel special.
Very special.
Thank you.
It was incredibly low fat hanging, and I took it anyway.
Next thing here is there's a player window between hunter enemies moving and enemies attacking. Whoa, look out, Gold Priest, Delilah's coming right for you. So, how this one works is there's a lightning bolt window where after hunter enemies move to your location, you can react. So this could be something like if it's a 1 health enemy, you can use Delilah to kill them before they have a chance to hurt you. This also works really well for Luke Robinson because if hunter enemies move to you, you can go into your gate box. Yeah, you can go. You can smoke some witchweed, get into your gate box, and then it's not a problem. Another thing with Delilah here is that if after enemies attack, they exhaust. So you can actually use that window to get extra damage on the enemy. It's one of the few times that exhausting attacking enemies is actually relevant in the game.
Mm-hmm. Look how fast that bullet's going.
It's on fire. It's
Yeah.
so hot. Yeah, it's just right for his freaking head. Poor guy. He won't even see what's coming.
No, he won't.
Ah. Okay. Did you guys know? Did you guys know that Silas Marsh owns an expansive collection of plaid shirts, all still in their original packaging? Another thing that's actually not written here.
Catch him wearing one.
No, yeah, the thing that's not printed here is that a watchful piece was also actually misprinted. And this is how it was supposed to be sent out.
This is what my card looks like. I don't know what yours is wrong.
It's different when you see it like this, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay. Well, let's see what's next, which is... it is very possible to delve too deep. Travis, what does that mean?
It means playing delve too deep and bad things happen that kill you and your teammates.
Yeah, so like when you're playing Delve Too Deep, you probably want to focus on playing it more towards when you're about to be over for some extra victory at the end, rather than like on turn 2 when we're not set up and ready to go.
You want some extra victory right now.
No, I don't.
Just front load this.
Yeah.
Look,
First to the game, I'll go first.
all I'm saying is that you didn't draw. You got to skip the mythos phase. That isn't fair to the game.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. So yeah, just if you're gonna delve too deep, make sure you're doing it at the right time. I think this next hint for the loading screen is the last one. Yeah. Charlie Kane, he hunts vampires.
It's a really good tip.
Look. Your town's overrun with fire vampires. Who are you gonna call?
Yeah, the tip is to call Charlie Kane.
Hello, Mayor Kane.
What? Is there vampires around here? I'll be right out. And he just...
This is first. That's how he answers the phone. Hello, is this Mayor Kane? Are there vampires?
Yeah.
Otherwise, he doesn't want anything to do with your shit.
Or unless an elephant escaped.
Wow.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
He just hangs out in the streets and waits for the vampires to come get him.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm going to say I'm pretty happy that I was able to find that floppy disk and get these loading screens off of them. But there might be more on there if you guys want me to go back into the floppy disk. We can find more. Maybe like by next Christmas. Who knows?
Send you a patch floppy disk.
Yeah. It could be there could be more exciting discoveries to make. I want to just say a huge thank you to everyone who's watched this video, who's watched all of our videos throughout the year, and to all of our patrons, and for everyone who likes, comments, and subscribes. Hope you're having a great holiday season, and also in the next few days, coming out tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that, we're going to have tier lists ranking all the investigators from the three of us, one each day for the holiday season. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.